is accomplished by Yabas and Marcus and is published by International Journal of Hospitality Management in 2005. And my presentation is separated into 4 parts, which are introduction, methodology, results and conclusion, and finally my personal reflection. Okay, according to Barsky and Lava, 3 attributes, employee attitudes, location, and rooms, emerge as the salient ones influencing both business and leisure travelers' hotel choice decisions. And why are these 3 attributes are so significant? For employee attitudes, for example, does the employee makes you feel respected, or does the employee serve you effectively? And next, location. We have to understand that is convenience of transport, or is the location near to the spot. And finally, the rooms. We have to think about that, is the room clean, or does the room make you feel comfortable? In my point of view, I think these 3 attributes are influential to the choice criteria. And the purpose of the study is to investigate whether hotel choice attributes decompose into comparable configurations for 2 important guest groups served by hotels: business and leisure travelers. And the researchers are trying to understand that do business and leisure guests utilize similar underlying factors in choosing a hotel. And methodology. There were 500 questionnaires distributed to the residents of a metro area in Southeast, and the period is about 2 weeks. However, there's one requirement, that the respondent who has stayed in a hotel at least twice a year, which means that each of the respondents has to pick up 1 hotel in which he or she has stayed at least twice a year. As I said, there were 500 questionnaires distributed to the residents. And the usable questionnaires are 341 copies. And for business purpose, there were 89 copies out of the usable questionnaires. For leisure purpose, there were 252 copies out of the usable questionnaires.
Just stop here, so everybody here did the copies that the researcher got back. Okay, so originally to stop here, the researcher shared. Okay, they distributed 500 copies to the participants, and now she got it back. He got it back 341 total, and among these 341, 89 are from business travelers, and 252 are from leisure travelers. Think about the number of the copies of the questionnaires you got back. Is that okay that we can analyze the data and compare the difference between these 2 groups? Let's listen to your explanation. Just stop here, then you need to think about the number of the copies.
Yes, I think that because the data was collected from the metro area in Southeast, so they are randomly collected. So maybe the usable questionnaires are not equal to business purpose and leisure purpose travelers. So maybe the numbers will be a controversial issue. And there are 2 kinds of demographic data. One is business travelers and the other is leisure travelers. And there are 3 significant variables, which are income, gender, and age. For income, there is 57% of business travelers who have over $45,000 a year. And up to 62% of business travelers are male. And there's only 35% of business travelers are among 18 to 34 years old. And for leisure travelers, there is only 24% of people who has over 45,000 US dollars a year. And there is 41% of leisure travelers are male. And up to 60% of leisure travelers are among 18 to 34 years old. And the result shows that there's only one congruent attribute in between business travelers and leisure travelers, which is journal amenities. And this means that both of business travelers and leisure travelers take the journal amenities as the priority in choosing a hotel. And findings first. The underlying configuration of hotel choice attributes for business and leisure travelers do not correspond neatly. Second, business travelers and leisure travelers require different needs for their different purpose of traveling. Third, hoteliers should conduct guest satisfaction surveys separately for each group, as opposed to checking without distinction. And finally, communications should be directed to each segment based on what is important to them and considering what influence hotel choice configurations for each group. And finally, my personal reflection. Is it okay not to mention the label? It might cause uncertainty.
The label is educational.
No, the labels of hotel.
The label of the
Yes.
hotel.
Okay. Second, is it okay not to explain the price of the hotels, which is the important influence to the choice criteria? So again, this will cause an uncertainty. And I think that the researchers should explain the labels and the price of hotels in their research or their questionnaires. So is there any questions?
Clear, very brief and concise, and also